arrived in Ravenport, and the military is back, boys. We're heading to an off-site communications base. The U.S. government has drafted us to go ahead and form a nuke silo. That's right, over at this communications base, because it's at high risk of being destroyed. There's a ton of data there that is very confidential to the military, so we're going to need a nuke silo there to protect it from any of our enemies, and a nuke should get the job done. So we're going to head on over there now. We've got a few things to do because it's not very secure. It's just got a fence. There's not many vehicles. We need some armored vehicles, tanks. We need to upgrade the security level of this base. It's pretty much our main job today because we are a general, and that is our job, is to make sure everybody in the military has got the right equipment. So what I'm thinking is we're going to check out the base, do a little bit of analysis, see what we've got, what we got to work with, and add some vehicles. Then we're going to go ahead and build and construct an entire nuke silo right next to the base, because in case there's another nuke incoming, we'll send a nuke into the sky and blow up that nuke. That's how that's going to work. So it's pretty overkill, but we need to protect this communications base because it's all backed up on the drives here, and there's no way to transfer it because it all goes stored to the on-site computers. So we're going to go check it out. We got HQ1 to the left. We got a few of the communication centers to our right. It's pretty sweet. So let's go check out HQ1. It's pretty empty right now. As you can see, they cleared it out. They moved everything into these buildings because these are a little bit safer. They got a better computer system. All right, we're moving in. So check it out. You got a little sleeping quarters in the back area, but as you can see, we're going through all of the frequency radio communications. It all gets stored here, and the reason, you know, we can't transport it is because it's on these rolls. So these things don't come out of the machine. They kind of just roll around. And then we've got a nice map of pretty much everywhere we're going. Pretty nice sleeping quarters there, like you saw. Let's head to the other buildings and we'll see what we're working with. All right, so we're actually on the second floor right now. As you can see, it's kind of just a lookout tower. We've got some computers right here. This is how you control everything. You get the balance, the tone, and the compress of all the printing. It's like a giant printer and a giant stored brain for the military information. So it's pretty interesting. And then you got a nice lookout tower here, also up top. And then the first floor, we are not able to go in there. We don't have the confidentiality or the rights to go in there because the information is super secure, even for me being a general. Anyhow, our job today, like we were sent out here to do, is to build a nuke silo and get this place locked down. So judging from the base, they have no vehicles here. I think there's one Humvee out, so they have one Humvee to pretty much do everything here. What we need to do is we need to add a couple tanks. Tanks are pretty good because, you know, if you have anyone on the ground, any enemies on the ground, you'll be able to quickly take care of the problem. And I'm also thinking we should add a couple more Humvees, possibly to the base. We're gonna go head over to the shop, order these things, and then drive them on back, and hopefully everything will be set up pretty easily. So let's spin this around. We'll head on over. We'll pick up some new military equipment, but let's go ahead and place our order here. I'm gonna jump on the computer and we'll order everything out. Alrighty, we are on the military dealer page, so we can purchase anything that we see in front of us. We even got snowplows, but I think we'll be okay off of that. We're gonna go check out some tanks. As you guys know, we get the Bradley fighting tank. This is the M2A3. Well, this thing's quite the beast, so we're gonna do some color customizations. I like to do a two-tone on these. It looks pretty cool. Let's see what we can do. Maybe we do like a darker tone, something like that, or maybe do the green. Okay, this looks pretty cool. This is a little bit darker than the colors we've done before, but you can never go wrong with just the normal tan and green color. So this is a $3 million tank, and we're spending almost all of our money on it. We're leasing them because, you know, it's temporary until the data is able to get moved from the base, which is not now. So this is very a temporary solution. We got both tanks here. We're gonna go ahead and order a truck to transport these things. So we'll just do a dark green color for this one as well. There we go. Actually, let's see if there's any camo. Okay, this one's a cool camo. Okay, we'll do that. Looks good. And a trailer to transport the tanks. So now we got 2 tanks, a semi truck, and a trailer. So that works out good. Is there anything else that we may need? We were talking about a Humvee, but we may not need that. They've already got one. So let's see. How could it hurt? It's government money. We're gonna be buying a UH-60 Army helicopter. We're gonna be putting this right outside the base. This will be located next to the bunker silo for the nuke. So this thing will be airborne, so we can spot our enemies far away. So it works out good. I think we got everything. We just need to go pick it up, guys, and then we'll be building our nuke silo. All right, first up is the semi truck. Let's go ahead and get this thing hooked up to the trailer, and then we'll load on a couple tanks. We've got 3 of them. Well, it looks like we got 3 tanks. Better than 2. That's all right. Ordering mistake by $3 million. At least it's government money. We'll be good. So we'll load these things up, and we'll be heading back to the base. Actually, I think we're gonna have somebody drive this. We're gonna fly the helicopter back because we can get a good view of where we want to build our nuke silo at. So we'll load up the tanks for them, and then we'll have one of the soldiers come pick one of these things up. So let's load this thing on the trailer. Oh, we're gonna take out the blade on the helicopter. Okay, we're just barely. There we go. We're actually gonna go ahead and tilt it up like that so we can fit the second tank on, and then we'll be sending this thing off to the base. All right, boys, tanks are right. Oh, let's get moving here. Sounds good. Let's jump in the Black Hawk helicopter. We're gonna fire this thing up and get heading back to the base. That thing should meet us back there in about T-minus 15 minutes. Blades are spinning. It looks looks good. We got communications on. We actually got to close the door here before we get in the helicopter. Doors are closed, locked in. We're ready to roll, boys. Let's go ahead and get our RPM idled up here. Wait till both of the turbines are fired up, and then we'll be moving because we are a turbine helicopter. The Black Hawk helicopter, low flying, very quiet, I would say. It's a quieter helicopter. It doesn't have super loud blade noises. You can actually change out the blades too. If you're doing any special operative missions, you can go in very quiet, so your enemies don't see you coming. You move in at night typically with these things, drop off, pick up over in other parts of the world, but also some secret missions here in the US. So we're gonna fly this thing on back. We're definitely gonna beat the truck back, so we're gonna start building the bunker silo very shortly, but we are moving. Check out the view here. Not too bad of good old Ravenport. For those that didn't know, this military base has been around here longer than this city has been around. So I think the 1960s or 70s. It's pretty old, but it's time for an upgrade, and the military has finally decided to do that. So works out good. Anyhow, we're looking for a spot to build our nuke silo. It needs to be somewhat close to our base. It doesn't have to be, you know, super close. We might want to keep it a little bit further away because we're gonna be launching the nuke next to it. So as long as we're about maybe a 1,500 foot distance from the base, will be good. So that gives us about a radius of right here to there. I'm thinking we could build it up on the hillside right here. As you can see up on the hill, that'll launch the nuke up into the sky. Gives us a little bit more advantage because the higher ground works out good. Let's go ahead and land a helicopter and check out our ground because we do own all this, including that little grain mill. We had to purchase that off of them because we're operating a base back in the 50s. So if we build it right here, it'll give us an advantage. But also, there's a hot air balloon right there. Let's launch the nuke right now. He's getting pretty close to the base there, so hopefully it doesn't drop anything on it, but we should be good, boys. We're gonna jump into construction mode and start building this bunker silo, and I think the truck's pulling up right now. Alrighty, we've got the nuke silo placed down. Now what we do need to do is we need to hide this. As you can see, there's a couple of tents on the main ground. All the operations are underground, so it's pretty cool. Oh, and there's the train. Anyhow, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and add a nice barbed wire fence around it. This will keep anybody from messing with it in case, you know, anyone wants to. Although you don't want to play around with nukes. These things are not something to mess with. So we're gonna add a nice barbed wire fence around the entire thing. So it's actually not a super tall one, but it's gonna be hard to climb over. As you can see, there's spikes out of it. So I'll place it around the entire perimeter of the nuke silo, and then we will be good as soon as we put some trees down, also to hide it. But we can't put too much trees down because they're gonna get probably destroyed when this thing launches out of the silo. That's the big thing. So we'll do some small trees against the train tracks. Still enough room for the train to go by. And as you can see, it's pretty well hidden. If we add a couple more right there, nobody will know it's there. They're driving on the main road. Oh, what's that? A couple tents. Keep on moving with your day. So that's that. And check it out. Here it is. So how do we get in? Okay, I think we're gonna have to take one of these things out. There we go. Now we can enter in. We're gonna do the full tour of the base here. As you can see, it looks super disguised. We added some junk around the property. It's a restricted area, so obviously no trespassing. We've got a little like lift gate here. This is pretty cool. So if we want to add in road access, we can, but I don't think we need to because we are next to our base right down there. So that works out pretty good. As you can see, let's read everything because it's very important information. It is unlawful to enter this installation without written permission of the commander. I'm not the commander of this base, so we do not have that. You could be in jail for 2 years if you don't follow those rules. So let's not do that. But we also got the launch center from the ground, but you do need to arm it down below. You actually need to lift this thing out of the ground before you're able to launch the nuke. As you can see, launch request air. Stand by for lower underground base. So that works out like that. We got a little sitting area so we can watch. You know, we'll have some guards on full duty. We got our own air supply, as you can see, so that works out good in case, you know, the world ever came to an end. And we're gonna go ahead and go down below here. This is the elevator. Check this out. So as soon as I enter my code, 1, 2, 3, 4, we can go down. The door closes, locks everything in. It's totally secured because we are entering into a nuke silo. So nobody else is allowed down here unless you're already down here. And check it out, the main communication center. It's got the airlock for the nuke. The nuke is actually right in front of us. Check it out. There it is. Thing is giant, worth like I think like 15 million or something, maybe even more than that. We got all of our cameras. If you guys didn't know, up top there was approximately 27 hidden cameras up there. So yeah, maybe see if you can spot them. Now these are all the different frequencies. You gotta adjust everything when this thing launches, the voltage, the launch, everything as well. I don't know what this means, so you know, something out of our range. We're just here to check it out, make sure it gets built. So over here we got some food, so in case the world came to an end, you can lock that door, lock this up right here, and you got a nuke with you. So I guess that's how that works. This is just a demonstration. If you were to launch it at Seattle, that's how much of it would blow up, and then that's the boom you would feel if you got affected by it. What else we got? We got some other communications here, the printers, old printers. You know, this is why this communications base is so important. And then we got the 3 up top cameras. Those are to show the actual nuke silo, the airlock. We're actually gonna open it for you. Ready? Here we go, boys. Open airlock. There we go. Airlock isn't open. Oh no, why is the nuke going up? Did I click something? I don't think I clicked anything. Oh, I think it's right here. Okay, bring the nuke back down and we can check it out. So I haven't launched the nuke. It's just the little elevator this thing is on, so we can actually go check this thing out. Look at how big it is, too. And then it opens up top the cement gate. So that's how this thing is secured down here. Pretty much nobody's getting in from up top unless you come through the elevator. So that's that. What we're going to do is we're going to close the airlock before we actually put this thing out of the ground because we do need to. We should not have launched this thing up in the air unless this airlock was closed. So there we go. Now it's good. And we're going to head back up to the main ground and check out what this thing looks like. Elevator music. Nice, nice, nice. And here we go. There's the nuke. Check this thing out. So it opens up over this tent canopy. So that's why it's pretty well hidden. I like how it opens. Pretty sweet. Here's the nuke a little bit more in daylight. As you can see, it's actually a pretty good sized nuke. Like you saw in the demonstration picture, this thing will take out most of Seattle. So, all right, we got the new Nuke Silo built. We may add in a little road entrance, but I don't think we do need to because the train tracks are here, so we don't want to risk that. Anyhow, guys, that is the Nuke Silo for you. We're going to head down and load the tanks, make sure the base is secure. That way, in case there's any other problems around here, they'll be able to take care of it. All right, first tank is to go, boys. Fire this thing up, back it off. We'll load it up into the base there. We just got to go through the gate. We got one tank here. The other tank is, I think it's getting transported another day. These are the only two that can make it today, so this will be plenty. The first one's going to be parked inside of the base. The second one's going to be parked outside of the base, up by the Nuke Silo. There we go. I got the first tank. Looks good. Come again, the sign says. Yeah. Massive checkpoint gate, and then here's the second tank. We're going to go ahead and take this one up to the Nuke Silo. That way we've got some other defense systems up there. And these are probably the best tanks money can buy, guys. These things are, like I said, $3 million. They're pretty cool, and they also got these special night vision cameras. So those are nice to have. You can see your target in the dark of the night, so that's good to see. But here we go. We're flying up the hill. Look at this thing climb, too. I don't think I've seen a tank do that other than this one. So we're going to go ahead, drive around, enter through. We're going to park it on the outside. Oh, we're sliding downhill. Come on, climb it. Okay, there we go. But we're going to park this one right about here. There we go. Looks good. Right by the helicopter. And there we go. Looks pretty good, guys. The Nuke Silo's up and complete. If you did enjoy and you want to see us launch this thing into the sky and see what it can really do, drop a like in today's video. Oh, we might actually have to. That hot air balloon's getting pretty close. Guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.